Hello, everyone. How are you? Happy Friday night to all of you. I'm a little under the weather today, and this was going to be a post game, and I turned it into a chat watch party. Hope you're all doing well. Hey, Will, how are you? Rob, how you doing, man? I told you if you saw any of the other Mets podcasts, and I know you watched them. I think they reported that Bichette is not leaving. I told you that 2 weeks ago that he wasn't leaving because he bought a house here. That's how I know. Anyway, I will be in and out. I'm going to switch this screensaver so it shows some people that I'll be back. And I will. I'm just going to make myself a cup of tea because I feel like crap. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Rain delay? Oh, man. I didn't know that. Okay. Thank you, Will. That's why I need you on here, Will, with me. So I just threw on the channel. So I will be back in a bit. Let me change this way people can see that I actually am not totally useless. Be right back. There we go. And I will be right back. Well, 10 minutes. Good evening, Jody. How are you? Yeah, the weather does not look very promising, but I have to share something with you guys, which I thought was amazing. I was very honored because it's because of all of you that this is possible. A friend of mine um, sent me, I don't know if it's from Google or AI or whatever, but it was a review of my channel, believe it or not. And it's pretty scary. And this is what it says. The Brooklyn guy Vinny B is widely regarded by its core audience as a strong, highly engaging grassroots channel, particularly if you appreciate authentic old school New York commentary. Whether it's good comes down from what you look for in YouTube channels. Authentic personality. The channel relies on an unvarnished conversational style that feels like chatting with a lifelong Brooklyn resident. Niche expertise and passions. The host brings genuine passion to his core subjects, especially New York Mets baseball, classic 60s, 70s rock, the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Chicago, film, pop culture, history, and local New York lore. It maintains a dedicated, close knit audience that regularly interacts during the live streams, open talk broadcasts, and daily commentary uploads. It isn't the slick, highly edited corporate broadcast. The content is raw, stream of consciousness, and live heavy, which appeals to viewers looking for a community and ethnicity and authenticity. Sorry, don't listen. Over high end editing. Well, I have to tell you, in my life, I couldn't have written that better or blown smoke up my ass any better than that. So, hey, Shay. So, thank you for all of you that watch. Yeah, someone wrote it. If you go to AI, Google, or Gemini and ask, is Brooklyn guy Vinny B a good channel on YouTube? That's what comes up. And I thought he was joking with me. Well, you know what? Let me say hello to all you. I look like shit, but that's no different than any other night. So, how are you? That's a mouthful. The self tan is working, huh? I'm joking. Wish I were. Let me put in a background that won't drown me out here. How's that? Is that a little better? Well, not really. Yeah, we'll deal with. How about this one? Nah. No, let's keep this. So, there we go. So, yeah, that's a mouthful. AI Gemini, I guess, writes well, certainly better than I could have, but it's because of all of you. So I thank you once again, my loyal friends on here. I don't even call you subscribers. I deal on a personal basis on email. If you want my phone number, I'd surely give it to you. You know me. That's what separates us. Of one of the old shows, Vinny, this is your life. Well done. Bayonet. Thanks, man. Yeah, you know what? I like to be me. It's the best person I know how to be. I suck at everything else. So I might as well do that and maybe get it right. But no, I enjoy just being who I am. This way I don't have to remember anything. And until the day comes where I'm totally off, where I don't remember anything, at least I remember the truth. I don't have to worry about remembering lies because I don't lie. Darth Vinny, yeah. So, yeah, I'm under the weather today. I have to tell you, since last Wednesday night, Thursday, so it's what, 8 days, whatever. I've been very achy. General body soreness. If I was a baseball player, it doesn't look like bad weather out there, unless that's just a picture of the beautiful north side of Chicago. I just like being me, because I enjoy this. I totally enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you guys and girls, and I just enjoy it. It's something that really brings me a lot of happiness. So I hope I bring you a little. Someone earlier had so what I did here was this is so you see here's the dementia kicking in. Let's rewind a minute and a half. So I didn't feel good since last Thursday. General, let me put the light on. Thank you, Jerry. I can't even get over with the chair. I'm so weak. So last Thursday I didn't feel good, and I don't know what it is. It's like general body weakness, fatigue, tired, and I don't know what it is. So I just was going to go on the post game and was going to do something tonight, and then I just didn't feel good. So I said, you know what? Why don't I come in here? We'll do a watch party, which is a half-ass watch party because I'm half of it. You're all watching except me. I'm never here during the watch party, but I go in and out. You think so? Well, we'll see. But yeah, Bichette is going to stay 99%. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, Bichette bought a house. Well, actually, he's leasing like a 3,900 square foot gorgeous condo house or whatever it is. And 2 years, which means he's not leaving. But interestingly, it took 2 years. So he can after next year. And there's no reason to not believe the people that talk to me because they're generally right. Starting lineup. It looks like it's going to start. AJ Ewing, Francisco Lindor, Bo Bichette, Carson Benz, Jarrett Young, Luis Robert Jr., and all of a sudden he's like an Iron Man. He couldn't play one every 3 weeks. Now he's in every day. And Sean Burke, the starter, 7-6, 3.15 ERA. He's been good for them. 140 innings, which is actually pretty good. He might get close to 190. 113 hits. Terrific stuff. So what I did was I went down. I have Gavalia coffee. We don't screw around. Gavalia coffee and Brooklyn. What the hell is it called? Brooklyn whiskey or Brooklyn bourbon or Bronx whiskey. I don't know what it was called. It was something that was downstairs in the cabinet, but it wasn't opened. So I know it wasn't bad. And there was no expiration date like my wine bottle. So I figured I'm safe. So I opened it and it has a cork, kind of like a cork for a whiskey bottle. They could charge an extra $3 by saying, look, that's good. And I did it and put some whiskey in here, and I'll be cursing up the storm and telling Mark Vientos, even though he's not even on the field, to go fuck himself tonight after this. So God bless. Let's go. I'm going to turn the air conditioner on because I had no clothes on. I was freezing in here. Now I put clothes on so I wouldn't get audited. And there's a ground ball to third, and there's an out, and Ewing actually went toward third base. It wasn't a bunt, but it was like I've been screaming at him to do. Let me put the air conditioning on before I pass out here, and you'll have something to really talk about. Oh, the guy croaked right in the middle of fucking first inning. Oh, man. God give me strength. Fuck the money. So, Francisco Lindor, 239. I say he hits 251 by the end of the season. My Bichette bet looks good. Bichette's going to hit 275, 280. Shay, it's true. That's the scary part. I was going to go put a Met hat on, but I'm afraid to walk over it. I'll pass out. You'll hear a crash. That's a shot. Foul. So, Gavalia coffee is good. Remember, it was a club like 15 years ago, right? You had to join it per month. They nailed you for the hot cocoa, and it was fucking 90 degrees out in August. They're trying to get you to buy hot cocoa. But they tried to screw you over. Now you can get in a Trader Joe's. But I was in, I don't know, what is it, Dwayne Reed? I don't know what, they changed their name that was a 38-mile-an-hour splitter. They changed their names. Is the Dwayne Reed or Rite Aid or whatever it is? But I was in there, and it was like $30 for 30 pods. So I got really juiced. It better be good. I can hang myself, but it is actually good. Maybe it's the half and half I bought. This guy throws pretty good. You know who who does he remind you of? I'll tell you right now, he reminds you of Kristen Scott. Scott just throws 3 miles an hour harder. But look at him. His stuff is like Kristen Scott's. Am I right? No, it was, I think, $30 for 30 pods. Maybe $27.99. I don't know. I just grabbed it and prayed to the debit card gods that it wasn't going to screw me over when I put it in. But it was good. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts anymore. I don't like Starbucks is too strong. If I go to Starbucks, I'll get a caramel macchiato. Fucking pretty soon you have to take fucking mortgage payment. Should I pay my mortgage or buy 2 Starbucks today? Sick. Yeah, he throws like Kristen Scott. Scott has, this kid has a third pitch I can see right now. I'm not sure I can identify it. And he probably throws probably tops out at 96. He could probably get to 97 if he had to. Let's see. That's what Scott doesn't have, that curveball. Yeah, I don't like it. The thing with Dunkin's is it's always fresh because they, every 3 customers, they have to make a new pot. I couldn't believe it. I told you I teach. So my last class was Wednesday. So I was going to bring a box of Joe in. Now, I did that about a year ago for a class. It was like $35 or something, but I sprung for it. What the hell? If they could sit through me for 2 months, I could spring for the coffee. And they were so busy, I couldn't bring it in, and I was so disappointed. This kid has good stuff. I like their softball uniforms, too. Remember the Houston Astros uniforms in 1986? It looks like they were playing in Dyker Park in Brooklyn. That was a good pitch. I'm surprised he made contact with that pitch. 1, 2, 3. Murakami will hit a 900-foot home run tonight just to shove it up Stearns' ass because Stearns didn't go for him. Excuse the language, Jody. So I made a couple of bets on DraftKings tonight. I bet the Phillies over 4.5 runs for the game. They're at 3, bottom of the 5th. I don't know how good that looks. And I totally screwed the pooch on my WNBA bet. I bet under Minnesota because Minnesota's been playing great defense. And it's under 165, and it's 74 minutes left. So it's going to be probably 85 points at the half. Not too good. So it looks like I'll be donating tonight. But, yeah, I like Starbucks for the ambiance. I don't know how the kids afford Starbucks. Everyone in there is 16 to 17 years old. Incredible. Where do they get the debit cards? They're in school. The parents, I don't know what the parents do. I saved my pandemic masks in case prices get a little higher. I can fucking use it for another purpose. But this should be a ball, huh? Sitting here screaming at a television for 3 hours. Chase Medrath, Munetaki Murakami. Say those 2 names fast. Miguel, the fucking color, the play-by-play man should get extra money for announcing these names. Randall Grichuk and Sean Manaea. Manaea's been great. If you would have told me that Mania would have a 4.2 ERA and 111 innings this year, I would have never believed it. And the difference with Mania now is he's throwing 92, 93. 89 is not much different than the slider. You can sit on both of them. 94, you really can't sit on. 94 and the slider are different enough where you can't just look for one. That extra 3 miles an hour is different. That's a good pitch. There's that. That's the sweeper that he can throw when he has a 92, 94 mile an hour fastball. They'll lay off that sweeper when they know they can't throw the fastball and they know that's a ball, that pitch. And when he throws a sweeper for a strike, it's the backdoor outside corner sweeper. It doesn't come in. The one he throws for the strike is the outside corner to a righty, like that one. Bichette has a good arm. I didn't realize how good Bichette's arm was. I got a yellow Alvarez tonight, the Bumblebee edition. I like these uniforms. They look like little Power Rangers in baseball outfits. Chase Midroff. Nice slider. They have a good young team. Hit the right. Bend under it, one away. 94 mile an hour fastball. I am so terrified that Stearns is going to say, "See, I told you, Uncle Steve. I told you Mania was good. He's the number 1 starter next year." Then you should just hear, and then Stearns has disappeared. Who cares the color as long as he plays well? All of a sudden, Robert every day is healthy, he's running around. What happened the first half of the season when we needed him? My toe, my elbow. Felt dizzy, was vomiting. Now he can play through a fucking hurricane. This guy has 29 homers. They were worried he couldn't catch up to a major league fastball. That was a good pitch. So he's pretty much going to hit 35 homers this year. Alonso's going to hit 36, something like that. Oh, he just missed that. Did he get it? But he just missed that. Look at that. He can't get around on a fastball. That looked like a fucking 9-iron, that ball. He just missed hitting that 450, that pitch, if you're watching it. He just got under that. And he still hit it to the warning track. He's got some swing. And the difference between Mania and now, he's not behind in the first inning every game. Yeah, so we'll see. Who's this clown? Vargas? Well, that's a shot. Now I can see why Robert doesn't play left. Robert almost ran through the wall and then came back 30 feet. That's why Robert doesn't play left. Watch Robert get hurt. Now I can see. I can see why Robert doesn't play left. Look at this. The ball was 11 feet from him. He reached for it like he had arms like Gumby. 111. Yeah, I would have bet Robert to hit a home run in this series just because he went home. Randall Grichuk got his fastball to 94. 316 career against Mania. Couple of home runs, 20 at bats, 19 at bats. Gumby and Pokey. Remember Gumby? What was that, Davy? Or was that Davy and Goliath? Or Davy and whatever? I remember. My memory is going. That ball's hit. See, now that ball looked like it was tagged. Mania got lucky. Yeah, remember them? Remember Goofus and Gallant? Remember sitting in a dentist's office or doctor's office, Goofus and Gallant? Gallant will tell his grandmother, "Oh, I don't need that extra piece of chicken." Goofus says, "Go fuck yourself, Grandma. Go croak. You're old and I'm growing." You know, something like that. It was really funny. Then you had Gumby. Fucking Gumby. McGilla Gorilla. Well, I'm probably older than you. Goofus and Gallant. Gallant. Excuse me, man. There's only one bag of potato chips left. Would you like it? Gallant. Get the fuck out of here, you old piece of shit. You know, it was funny. But and I'll tell you, it's kicking in. You see the rum. You rate the rum for me. McGilla Gorilla was good. They could never put that on now TV. You know, Al Sharpton screaming you're being racist. But I'll tell you something. Speed Racer. Remember Speed Racer? Speed Racer was from Japan, that cartoon. They were making money off us in the 60s. Everyone says, "Oh, Japan took over electronics." What are you fucking talking about? Every cartoon we watched was made by Japan. They just hid it. They didn't tell us. He'd go up the fucking side of the wall. Remember, he'd be under the water, and all of a sudden, the water underneath had a wall so you could get back on land. And we as kids, I wonder if it's like that. That's why kids drown in pools. Just incredible shit. I remember the after-school special at 4:00. Speed rate, Jody. I'm a life coach, and if you want to talk about some issues, hit me up on the Love the Hits. I'll talk to you about it. Rate Field. And I don't know where they get these names. Rate Field, this field. It was Trust and it was Truist in Atlanta. It's one thing about Shea. The Mets might have fucking sucked, but for 100 years, it was Shea Stadium. Never changed. Carson Bench, 272. So what a great year. Giganta. Hey, Enzo. That was a good pitch. I challenge that too. Looked like I might have caught the corner. Caught the corner. It's right over the middle of the plate. See where my eyes are going. This stuff is working. There was the after school. Remember Skinny and Fat? That was an after school special where there was a skinny kid in the class and everybody was making fun of the fat kid. Even then, they were trying to push fucking narratives down your throat. But we didn't see it back then. Now you'd have the teacher. That's not politically correct, Joseph. Fucking a heavy kid would have a pink ribbon on. The 9-year-old would be taken out of the fucking school in cuffs for shaming. 3 to 5 years. Get left back. Be hilarious. Shaming is terrible. Look, we're Met fans. Shaming's not terrible. I like when people say, "You don't know what it's like to be." Oh, I know what it's like, shaming. Believe me. 5 fucking months a year, I know. Except for 1986. And I was so fucking stoned out of my mind, I remember the Mets saying, "Gooden didn't come." And that was the only thing I remember. Oh, look at that. That was close, that challenge. When you're that close, they should say, "You know what? Fuck it. You're down by 3. We'll give it to you." If you're down by like 10, they should give you an extra one. Thank you, Will. That's a good eye. I think I'm going to have to do away with the coffee and just bring the whiskey up here. Here's the pitch. Bench takes a good at bat now. You must have like a command center in your house, Will. It probably looks like NASA in Will's living room. Fucking Doppler radar and all this shit. It's got every stat known to man for the Major League Baseball. Players that haven't even come up yet, he's going to tell you what they're going to do their third year in the majors. Will's the best. That's why I love Will. Conditions should be warm, generally favorable for baseball. MLB should hire you, Will. Right? Who should we get up in the bullpen? I don't know. Call Will. See what the wind is for the slider. He hit that hard. And one out. He hit that ball hard. Here he is, Robert. Does he hit a home run? Catcher doesn't even say hello. They wanted him out of there so bad, no one's saying fucking hello to him. You know when you come back to a team, catcher look down like that. I don't want to say hello to this guy. You never played for us. All of a sudden you're healthy? That's what the catcher should say. Oh, swinging for the fences, 96. Oh, Robert did get a nice. He's got the Muslim head gear on. Oh, that's nice that they gave him a nice ovation. They should scream, "Where were you?" for 5 years. You know why they're giving him ovation? They never saw him on the field. They saw him in the yearbook. He's a lifetime 259 hitter. I didn't know that. I would have thought it was 190. Come on, hit a home run. Oh, he's swinging. Oh. I thought someone in the dugout was wearing a Robert Jr. He just prayed that when he swings, he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, I know, Will. He's going to strike out. He's swinging for Wisconsin. Yeah, I knew it. He didn't have a shot. He's all amped up, Robert. He missed that ball by a foot. See how my Philly bet is doing. Oh, hit that hard. That was Beatty? Beatty does it to you. Yeah, he did, Will. Beatty does it to you. Just when you want to get rid of him, you start swinging the bat well. That's why no one gets rid of him. Come on, Marcus. That wasn't a strike. Simeon's terrible with calls, too. Here, Will, my boy. Yankees win every day now. Whoa! That's going to score a run. Look at Mets. Maybe we could trade him to Chicago. I hope he has a big series. Maybe we could dump him on him. That's a good one. Hit that ball hard. Slider speed. I told you that. Slider bat speed. I don't know why anyone would ever throw him a slider. It's the only ball he can hit. Oh, there's my boy. Oh boy. What are the odds that Alvarez ever has an at bat where he has at least three pitches and he doesn't swing and miss at one of them? I wonder if they could do those stats. He swings and misses at least every at bat if he has three pitches. The weirdest rule is if the ball hits you and you kind of like was swinging to get out of the way, they call a strike. Enzo, I pray no. But you could have a point there. He almost swung at that, Alvarez. How do you almost swing at a ball over your head? Meanwhile, he's still like the 12th best catcher in baseball. Yellow, green. What is that? Yellow or green? I thought it was yellow. What did he change it during the at bat? Yeah, he can't hit a slider. They should do like a poker. When you play poker, did you have it? I don't know. Was that a strike? Umpire says, I don't know. Watch the replay. If it was, you shouldn't have swung it. Oh, hit that ball hard. All right. Oh, Robert, really? Oh, I'm sorry, Robert. Feel better. Okay, go take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. God bless you, man. Feel better. Shout out to Robert, everybody. Good vibes for our pal here. Feel better, Rob. And I will be back. Told you I'm coming in and out. That didn't come out right. I'll see you in a bit. Now you see me, and now you All right, 4-0. Mets playing a nice game. He's been lucky a bit. Minaya, a couple of balls looked like they were home runs, but we're doing it. Ball comes through, Jody. You're right. YouTube immediately removes links. I don't know what that means. Minaya, 1,300. Really? He's had an okay career. I'll be back. You knew it was just a matter of time, and there should have been 2 or 3 home runs against him tonight. He got bailed out. The ball's not really carrying here tonight. Well, we'll see. You figure the White Sox are going to do something, and Mania has trouble in the 6th inning. If you look at his starts, he gives up runs in the 6th. That ball's hit hard too to the gap. Home run. All right. 4-3. That's what happens when you don't lose your challenges. The guy challenged when he was called out on strikes. It was a ball. A couple of batters later, it's 4-3. Gritchick with a home run. Well, they left him in a bat or too late. And they're going to let him try to get through the 6th, probably. Yeah, ball stayed up a little. The kid that was jumping, I was hoping he fell over the fence. Well, no, they're not going to. They want these guys to learn how to pitch with adversity. Remember, I told you the other day, they're not pulling, they're letting them go. They want to see what they have. This is why Green's in the dugout. They're really trying to stretch these guys. They want to see what they're made of. I'll be back. How disgusting. Oh, my God. Well, now they'll take them out. I didn't take them out yet. Oh, they're letting them go. They want him to learn. I don't know what they're looking for. The guy's 30 years old, 33, whatever. What's he going to learn? What's they trying to stretch him out? Well, it's hit harder than all of them. Oh, boy. They're looking to build character with these guys, William. They don't want these guys just giving up on themselves. They feel if he gives up 4 runs in this inning and he gets the last 2 outs, he leaves knowing that he came out of here and gave them a tie through 6 innings. That's the mindset now. They don't want him leaving after blowing the lead. They want him leaving thinking that he has them even, and now they have a 3-inning game to beat them. That's the mindset there. They're sick of these guys leaving on a bad note. They want him leaving, getting out of the inning, and the game is still, he's not going to lose it. And that's what it is. That's what I was told. He made his point, Ray. You got to remember, Ray, this season means nothing. They're out of it. If there were 2 games up in the wild card, he probably would have been out. But what they're trying to do is they want him, Jody, their mindset now is they want these guys to pitch through adversity. They want to see how tough they are. And they want them to leave on a good note, not on a bad note. Even though he gave up 3 home runs, he leaves this game with the team tied. And mentally, he did his job. He got the last two outs when it was really gun against the head, and better than pulling him out off a couple of home runs and getting bombed. That's what they're thinking. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's what I was told. It's a new mindset that they're letting these guys. Remember, I told you last week they're letting these guys now pitch. When you think that they would be taken out, they're not going to be taken out now. Remember, I told you maybe a week ago, they're going to let these guys go now. They're not removing them when you think they would be removed. They're going to let them go an extra half inning and see if they can get out of it. It'll destroy you, yeah. If now that he got the last two outs, it doesn't destroy him as much, Ray. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build up. It is a dumb move, Jody, but that's what I was told. That's what the internal meetings were. That they want to handle it differently. The psychological, I guess, program for these pitches. They want them leaving on a positive note, even if they gave up the lead, then leaving, not doing the job and walking off. They want them walking off the field after an out. I know, Ray, but they feel for the betterment of the organization. The fans will be happier next year if they prove it now. You don't want to prove it next year when they lose the playoffs by a game because you left them in too long. You want to see that he can do it now while you're not making the playoffs. It's kind of like this is, for all intents and purposes, an exhibition game. Yeah, and they feel this is a 3-inning game. The bullpen has been arguably better than Chicago's, and they'll take a shot with the next 3 innings. And, you're on the road against a team that is 5 or 6 over 500, has had a great year. You deem to have a better bullpen right now, and you're even going into the 7th. And that's what they wanted. If you would have told them tonight, you'll be even in 6, they would have taken it. Because they have a lot of faith in their bullpen, and they have faith in their that they can get a run or two across. I'll be back. That's true. I had to come back on. Yeah, right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Right. You know what socialism is? It's communism, but they haven't learned the math yet. I'll see you in a minute. I don't know how this Met bullpen is doing it, but I have to tell you, Duarte is becoming a very, very big part of it. And I have a feeling that if he continues this, he will be the eighth inning guy next year. Sam Martinacci's coming up. He's had a pretty good year. 4-4, bottom 8, 2 out. We'll see if the Mets can get out of this. And top 9, see what we can do. I'll be back. Thanks so much for coming in, everybody. I'm checking in with the chat. I'm just laying down. I'm not feeling well. I heard Tong. They feel he's just a little bored down there, and they're saying that they want Andy Green to work with him up here with Willard. That's what I'm hearing. They just have a little internal conflict. They want to wait till September 1st, but they're not sure what they want to do. My friend just said it might be stock. Alvarez was just signed from the dugout to go out and calm Jan down. That is why Jan will not be part of the bullpen next year. They're trying their best with him, but it's not there. This was a game that Green could have managed a little differently. Lavender's terrific. Lavender's a strikeout guy, like most lefties are, actually. Most lefties are. You have lefties like Brooks Raley and Minter who don't throw hard and they're strikeout guys. Lefties generally, very rarely will you see a lefty that's not a strikeout guy out of the bullpen. Very rarely. Maybe Jerry Blevins wasn't. But hold on. My guy just beat me. He just beat me and said he's going to have news for me in a little while. Something's going to be announced with the Mets. I thought Ewing had that. He tracked that ball great. Nah, just another 2 feet. So 4 home runs. A bad loss. Yeah, well, he had to throw a strike, and it took that that slider away from him because he was afraid to throw it away. You took one of his really good pitches away because he didn't have confidence that Alvarez would catch it and it'd be a wild pitch. So, Jake Rogers, first career walk-off homer. They were all crushed. The Mets easily should have given up 6 home runs tonight. They should have given up 6 home runs tonight. Will, I would be really upset if we were a couple of games out. I'd be really upset if Chicago were the Chicago of 2 years ago. But this team, what are they, 6 games over? Right? They're going to win 85 games. And the Mets aren't. But I look at this game, and it's a teaching game. And it's a learning game. I told you guys 2 weeks ago, Jan probably won't be in the bullpen next year. They really don't have any thought of him being in the bullpen next year. They have a list of 10 guys, and he's like 17th. I'm being serious. I didn't see the list, but I was told there's a very, very minute chance that he'll be in the bullpen next year. That they know what Jan is. Look, he's 30 years of age. Let me, I don't want to sound stupid. Let me explain something to you. You guys could explain a lot to me. When a guy is a bank robber for all his life, right? And he's 65 years old. And on the corner of where he lives, there's a break-in with a house, stick-up gun, all that. That guy's not a suspect. They might ask him, but he's not a suspect. Very rarely, as a reliever, do you become good at 30. Very rarely. Especially when you throw 100 miles an hour. Tom came up at 21 because he threw 98. And he's a righty. When you have that kind of arm, there's a reason why you're not up. And you just saw it. Because he can't control that off-speed pitch. Right, Andy. He can't control that off-speed pitch. He couldn't throw it. He couldn't throw it. He was afraid he'd throw it away, if you notice. He didn't trust it. You know what? It wasn't Green's best game, but Green has been okay in 43, 44 games. He hasn't been terrible. You don't know what the arms look like out there. You never know if someone has an upset stomach. See, that's the interesting thing. You never know. A guy could have woke up not feeling well. And Green really wanted to stay away from him. We don't know those things. Perfect example. I'm not feeling well. That's why I was home tonight. I didn't go to a birthday dinner. Didn't feel good. Achy as hell. I would have sat on the softball bench tonight. I wouldn't have wanted to play. I probably couldn't have run down the first base. My legs hurting so much. That happens. We're in August. They're not going to announce when guys are not feeling great. Now, they figured Minaya would go 6. The way he was pitching, there was no reason to think Minaya wouldn't go 6 tonight. Their bullpen hasn't been great. Your bullpen has been better. So they felt Lavender was fine. They didn't expect to be. You got to remember, by the 5th inning, he's planning out the rest of the game up 4-0. He doesn't expect to be tied in the 6th. It changes a lot. Cyclone, how you doing, man? I have just, my body aches so bad. I don't know what it is. Very achy. Yeah, Jeffrey Yan jersey. Jeffrey Yan will not be in the bullpen next year. And Wednesday, it's either Stock or Tong. They're talking about it. But you know what? Yes, feel better, my friend. This is what it is. This is why this team's not going to the playoffs. Alvarez, look, you have to tell Alvarez you can't challenge anymore. Yeah, I have fatigue too, Cyclone. Terrible fatigue. I mean, my whole body aches. I feel like I haven't slept for a day and a half, and I'm very sore. Achy. No fever. No sore throat. Who knows? Could be just I'm fucking old. But and this Met team, is that Figueroa? Figueroa gained a couple of pounds. I like Nelson Figueroa. Nelson Figueroa is a really good dude. I knew him about 15 years ago. Very nice guy. And he got really bamboozled with SMY. He wanted a moderate raise. And they didn't even give him a chance to respond. They just said, nope, sorry. Well, the pitch to the Japanese first baseman was the whole game. If there aren't challenges, the Mets win this game. But this was just not, it's not a good win. It's not a good loss. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's a building. What did we learn today? Yan can't pitch in high leverage, which we knew that anyway, but, keep on checking. Minaya, once he loses it very quickly. Beatty did look good, and this is why Beatty always gets a chance. If Beatty was a 9th round guy, he'd be released already. But anytime you're well thought of in the draft, you get a million chances because they really believe that they're missing something. When you're an 8th round draft choice, you would have been released already because you're not really supposed to make it. When you're a guy in the organization that they really believe in, you get 100 lives. And I'm telling you, I was told this. One of the worst things, I was told this maybe last Christmas at Romaview at a Christmas party. I was on the phone with my friend who's friends with Omar. And he said, someone wants to talk to you. He was with Omar. He said the 2 things that will haunt the Mets for the next 20 years is Justin Turner and Travis Dunno. He said they will go an extra year or 2 with Alvarez because of Dunno. Dunno became an all-star. Became the top 3 catcher in the league for 2 years. And Justin Turner destroyed the Mets for 7 years. Absolutely destroyed the Mets for 7 years. No, but Ray, you have or stock. Ray, you have to remember something, or they're going to go with an opener. They may go with an opener. They're working on the first of the month. I think Tobias Myers is going to be brought up. Yeah, but you got to remember, Ray, they want to learn it 10 times. They have a box. And they want it's 3 strikes, you're out. But picture 3 strikes in your mind, 10 strikes. So this is Jan's fifth. This is like you do everything. This is like you do everything you can, and then you just break up with your girlfriend because you just can't do it anymore. And you can look in the mirror every day and say, I made the right decision. You never once have to question yourself. That's what they're doing with Jan. They see the arm, they see he hasn't made it, and they say, is there something that everyone's missing? Can our lab straighten this guy out? And they're really giving him every chance to prove them wrong. That's what they're doing. And that's what happens with guys with arms like that. Guys with arms like that are going to be great. No one has any video on them. After 2 or 3 appearances, now you're in there with your iPad and you're, just 2-1. He won't throw the changeup. He has no faith in it. He throws it over 15% of the time when he's behind in the count. So you're getting a fastball. If you have hit 2 home runs tonight, he's going outside with the fastball. That's the stuff that's happening. Hey, Artie, how are you? No, there were a few losses that were pretty bad. The only reason I would disagree with you is it can't be a worse loss of the year when you're not going to the playoffs. That's like saying that, spring training games are loss of the year. No, not really. I understand what you're saying, but there was just so many in my mind. The Dodgers, I was going to do a special, if you remember, and I took it down because I'm going to have an agent come on the show and talk about it. So I wanted to postpone it. And I'll tell you, Passan is probably in more trouble than Walter because Passan knew about it. Passan's done now with baseball and reporting. He's done. His reputability's gone. He won't recover from this. Because when it was something about the Mets, Passan, before it happened, would destroy the Mets. And now the Mets are gloating. And I can tell you what I know about what happened. My friend had emailed me, and we were going to do it. Pretty much, they the day-to-day he's under federal investigation. What happened was they are linked into a chart. They're owned by. They were approached by Cable Communications, and he had sold the Lakers. And what had happened was they were overvaluing money. So what happens is it's like stock brokerage. If you own a stock that's worth $100,000 today, I might let you trade on $80,000 of that, because if the market crashes tomorrow and it's not worth it, you're going to owe me money and you can tell me to go to hell if you buy something else. So what happens is their future earnings were predicated on loans that were taken that weren't put down. as part of the Dodger, the Delaware Life Group insurance company. They're with annuity, Clear Spring Annuity, and they got subpoenas. Someone from the company said something. He was trying to sell controlling stake of the Lakers. Now, billions of dollars they feel in investments by the companies involved with insurers were improperly reported as being unaffiliated. In baseball, Cohen just can't take $1 billion of his personal funds and put it in the Met organization. You're not allowed. You're allowed to spend X amount of money. And it has to be, you can't just take $1 billion check and write it into the Met organization from your checking account. They feel that they were misreporting millions and millions of dollars. And he might have to sell the team. Now, honestly, who is going to buy this when you have contracts like Ohtani on the books for 20 years, 30 years? You know, if I have expenditures that I have to worry about for 30 years, you know, it's like why people would rather buy a used car than to take a 5-year car loan. I have to worry about coming up with that nut every month. Oh, I won't get Ohtani. I'll get a lesser player, and I only got to worry for 4 years. Now, they've done it with a lot of players. And if that money, if they could prove, and there's going to be a lot of people, believe me, rats now coming out of the woodwork. If Passan, who is very close to the Dodgers, and he's getting lambasted for knowing about this for years, I don't know what his reputation is supposed to be. Is that his job to have to report on it? If he could say, look, I didn't know for sure, right? He could say, well, you know, I didn't exactly, it's still under investigation. They haven't arrested Walter yet. And if they haven't arrested him yet, if they don't think they have enough, why would I report it? Now, the DOJ, they're looking at his coverage because they say he knew of the financial fraud for years but didn't report it to authorities. Has nothing to do with reporting it to us. We don't have to know anything. If you know of wrongdoing, if I know someone next door to me keeps on robbing someone's house, I legitimately can get charged for that. So you look at stuff like that and you wonder, where does his responsibility lie? How much does he actually have to report? Because look, you could be a bad reporter. You could say, well, I just missed the good for the other guy who broke it. Will Salmon, outstanding reputation, has some, I know one of his sources. And let's just say that if I had a source in MLB in the baseball office, when medicals are sent in and trades are looked at, I'd have breaking news too. It's like Soto being traded tomorrow and John Heyman having it before Will Salmon. You'd say, wait a minute. Will Salmon has reported everything right. He missed this story. He could say, yeah, good for John Heyman. God bless him. I sound like Seinfeld, right? Or you could say, I don't believe you to know that. Right now, Passan, they're saying, well, we don't believe you. You're up the Dodgers' ass. You have everything first breaking with Ohtani. You had everything. This you didn't know about for years? hard to charge him with that, but his reputation probably will be such now where it'd be rough for him to be trusted. Not, I'm confirming it, William. I'm joking. I think you'll see Tong Wednesday. So that's just I didn't hear. I just think you will. Put a little bet on it if you can. So yeah, Jeff Passan continually goes after the Mets. So I know Wardy was gloating, and Wardy well should. Good for Wardy. I think Wardy did an amazing job covering it. Outstanding. Wardy has every right to be really annoyed at Passan because Passan destroys the Mets and Cohen. So good for you, Wardy. Wardy, I like Wardy. Wardy's a good kid. But I will do a special on it, and I'm going to probably have not Scott Boras, but the second in line. Then we're going to talk about a bunch of things. I'm trying to coordinate it. So, everyone, thank you for coming in. The Mets, tough loss, maybe. Brutal loss. Hey, Joe. I love Wardy. I think Wardy needs a few years on him, though. I think Wardy will be totally different at 30 as he is at 23 than he is at 23. But I think Wardy's terrific. I think he takes it. He really works very hard at what he does, and God bless him. Because I'm sure he has a lot of other things going on. And he manages to give his all, and God bless him. I like him. So, everyone, tough loss. Expected loss. But I thought we could win. I want to be the GM, Jody. Thank you, Jody. I want to be the GM. Things would be different if I were the GM. I would sit down and tell Stearns, I know you went to Harvard, but that don't matter. Sit down. I'm going to teach you something. And after he laughed at me and everything, we'd see what happened. No, manager now. I want a better job than that. I don't want to travel. Oh, so what was I looking at? I was looking at the game time for tomorrow so I can come on here. Tomorrow night, 7:10, I'll be on by about 9:15. Scott and Castillo. Scott's been having problems. I want to see, they made a tweak to Scott's arsenal. Scott's going to start using a new pitch tomorrow. I want to see how it looks. He worked on like a cutter. I'm going to see if he throws a couple of them tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. And for those of you who don't feel well like me, feel better. Wardy's very honest. He's very honest. He tries very hard at what he does. I think he's very good at what he does. God bless you guys. Have a great evening.